Hello and welcome to this special broadcast. Ahead of next month's mega Advantage Assam 2.0, the Assam government has once again made a strong pitch for a defence corridor in the state. Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma emphasized the strategic significance of this initiative, stating that it aligns with Assam's growing role as a critical hub of infrastructure and industry. Now, the biggest deployment of armed forces in the nation is either in the northeast or Kashmir. This, the Assam government feels, makes a strong case for a defence corridor in the state. Now, the common feeling is that a dedicated defence corridor in the region will streamline the transportation of military equipment, supplies and other logistics during crisis. Northeast India's strategic relevance is surely rising by the day. We all know why. And amid all this, isn't a defence corridor not the need of the hour? So, what are the challenges? While the centre, as per sources and also as per the Assam Chief Minister, is actively considering giving a go-ahead to the defence corridor project in the state, will things materialise soon? This is the big question. To discuss this, we have with us today Lieutenant General R.P. Kalita, the former GOC in C of Eastern Command. A very warm welcome to you, sir. I also have with me Mr. Birbhadra Singh Rawat, Professor of Practice, IIT Ropar. Mr. Rawat is a public procurement specialist, is well versed with policy formulation for aerospace, defence and startups. Welcome, sir. Also joining me on the show is Satyam Sharma, CEO, Technology Business Foundation, IIT Ropar, primarily a defence incubator. A very warm welcome to all of you, gentlemen. Straight to you, Lieutenant General Kalita. Just what we mentioned just now. Half of the defence forces ammunition is in the northeast. The biggest deployment is in the northeast and Kashmir. Isn't that a fit case for a defence corridor in Guwahati, in Assam, in the region?
Yes. To begin, let me put a context to why the focus on the defence corridor now. If you see at the entire world, the geopolitics is in a flux. There is an evolving new world order. In our immediate neighbourhood also, we have seen instability. We have unresolved border disputes with China as well as Pakistan. The instability in our immediate neighbourhood in Bangladesh and Myanmar are also a cause of concern. So, in the evolving new world order, India is an important player, primarily because of a very, very strong and resilient economy, a stable government, a robust foreign policy and a strong military. Now, if you look at the defence spending, to put some statistics, the world defence spending was 3.7%, increased by 3.7% in 2022, but it jumped up to 6.8% in 23, which was spurred by the Russia-Ukraine war as well as the war between Israel and Gaza. India happens to be the fourth military spending nation after USA, Russia and China. And the defence ecosystem in India is also increasing with a lot of policy enablers like the DAP 2020, the 4 list of positive indigenization list, then a lot of incentives are being given to MSME as well as startups for coming into defence production. The private companies are also being roped in to get into defence manufacturing, and resultantly in last couple of years we have seen a jump in defence manufacturing as also increase in defence export. In fact, in last 6 years it has gone up by almost 10 times, to put that statistic. So, in this evolving dynamics, Assam plays a very important role as far as Northeast is concerned. Like you have mentioned, that major part of our forces are deployed either in J&K or in Northeast. And Northeast itself has saddled with problems of unresolved borders in Arunachal Pradesh, along the China border, then Myanmar border as also Bangladesh
Yes,
border.
we have the new developments in
So all
Myanmar,
these
now
things,
Bangladesh.
Assam is always in the forefront because Assam is the gateway to the northeast, and traditionally Assam has been the logistic hub for all the troops which are deployed in northeast. So hence there is a pitch for defence corridor in northeast which will enhance its ability to support the forces that are deployed in these areas.
Absolutely. Mr. Rawat, why do you think it has not happened again, or why do you think the go-ahead is yet to come? Of course, we will discuss more on why the need for a defense corridor in Assam. But why has it not happened till now? Was enough effort not made? Was it not thought out that way? Or what are the challenges?
Actually, since the new government has come in after 2014, the focus has been on defense manufacturing. Earlier, defense of India was supposed to be taken as a realm only of the central government. But now, with 7 states coming out with policies on defense manufacturing, it is a very high time. And if you see about 8 to 9 years back, the infrastructure within the area of Northeast was also not very, coming up in the way it was supposed to be. Now we have about 7 bridges on Brahmaputra. We have a very good connectivity in the entire Northeast, and our forces are also, well deployed there. The focus of the current government with double engine Sarkar as a call is absolutely right, because defense manufacturing is now growing at 156% year on year, whereas the manufacturing sector within India is only growing at a rate of 16 to 17%. So the Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister Assam, has taken the right step, and this is the right time for Assam to go in for a defense manufacturing hub. And it is never too late. I personally feel we are right at time wherein we can look forward to this initiative of the government, and we can move rapidly into this area.
Absolutely. Satyam, well, next month we have the Mega Investment Summit in Assam. It's being called Advantage Assam 2.0. Amid this, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, during his recent visits to Mumbai and other parts of the country, where he had met top business bosses and also ambassadors of different countries, he has once again made a pitch for the defense corridor. Do you think the Advantage Assam event also can be used in a big way to strengthen Assam's pitch for a defense corridor?
Well, number one, first of all, thanks for inviting me. It is always a pleasure being in a show. Yes, round the corner is the Assam Advantage 2.0, the Mega Investment Summit that has been planned, and I see it as a golden opportunity and a very rightly timed activity in the context of Assam and Northeast. Why? Because we have just recently last year rolled out the semiconductor factory operations in Jagi Road, and that could have a lot of impetus into this investment summit that is coming up with Tata's on board already, because semiconductor itself has a lot of intervention into the defense sector, whether whether it be radar communications, whether it be weaponry, or whether it be communications. Semiconductor has an intervention possibility everywhere, and if proper B2B and B2G fusions can be consolidated in this summit, I believe it could be the startup point for the defense corridor, undoubtedly on that.
Absolutely. Lieutenant General Kalta, what could be that one point that can set the region, especially Assam, apart when the state pitches for a defense corridor? Could it be that the location, of course, the location of Assam? We spoke about the strategic importance. Now, if we talk about exports, if we look at the western frontier, we know it's Pakistan that side, eastern, northern again is China this side, but here it's the southeastern border and eastern border. Probably here is an opportunity to extend beyond, and probably we can focus also on defense exports. India is focusing big time on defense exports. That could be a game changer. That could be one point that can set Assam apart. Do you think that is a possibility? That is a selling point, USP, as far as the region is concerned?
Absolutely. Firstly, as you have mentioned, the strategic geographic location itself is a plus point as far as Assam is concerned, because it's the hub of the Northeast, and its proximity to the Southeast Asian countries is another big advantage. And given the situation which are developing in Indo-Pacific, we see an increased defense purchasing by most of the Southeast Asian countries, and they are looking at India for manufacturing, for import of defense goods from India as well. And because of the proximity, like I had mentioned, of Assam to the Southeast Asia, it can form that hub which can then be used for exporting defense manufactured goods to the Southeast Asian countries as well. That will be in addition to looking after our own troops who are deployed in various areas of China border or in Myanmar border. And we all know about the vulnerability of Siliguri corridor, which is the narrow corridor of 20 kilometers at its narrowest, which connects northeast, and the threat that is envisaged to the Siliguri corridor.
Defense corridor could be pivotal as far as safeguarding or negating that
Siliguri corridor vulnerability
is concerned. Definitely. Mr. Rawat, as you mentioned, better late than never. But do you think Northeast over the years now is ready for these kind of big projects, especially a defense corridor? There has been reluctance probably in the part. Well, there was a time when the previous governments were reluctant to even construct a road along the Chinese border, not just in the Northeast, but also probably in other parts of the country, which are closer to the Chinese frontier. But do you think that now in the last 10 years is a thing of the past, that reluctance probably, and that could also work to the advantage of Assam?
Definitely. I have been there personally in the northeastern regions, and the change in the landscape which is there has been huge. Also, the government which is now well settled, I think this is a time which is there. But what we need to do first is come out with a very, very effective policy at the government level, wherein defense manufacturing is seen at par with other manufacturing activities within the northeast, especially in Assam. And as General Kalita has rightly pointed out, that this also has an opportunity of exporting various goods from which are of different nature of military, which can be given to our friendly foreign countries in the Southeast Asia, as well as other countries, like even I will say as far as Australia and Japan. The facilities that have now come up, and especially Tata's are now coming up for the semiconductor facility which is coming up, the IITs, the NITs, and the other ecosystem which is now available in the Northeast. I think it is right time that we move in for a defense corridor. And when we talk about a corridor, we are not only talking about a region, but when we are talking about a corridor, we are talking about a bigger geographical area. If I may say that it will entail entire from western Assam to the eastern Assam entirely, that we should look at various hubs coming up within this corridor.
Satyam, what does a project like a defense corridor do to a state? What does it bring along? Can it create also an additional ecosystem where other businesses are thriving? The answer probably is a big yes, but how can Assam gain for it, and what are the other sectors from which Assam can benefit if this happens?
Number one, we already have a few good FMCGs with us. We have ITC on board in Assam. We have Dabur, we have Patanjali, two big companies in the FMCG process based industry already with us. We have recently seen Airbus coming into Assam, putting up a skilling center, RPTO or probably aircraft overhauling center would be put up in Guwahati. So a lot of things are already inflowing. It is no more a challenge to get investments, and we can proudly say we are at the epicenter of Industry 4.0 today, which was not the story. But however, going ahead, as rightly said by Rawatji, first of all, a robust policy, availability of land, availability of infrastructure, most importantly logistics would be very important, because this will emphasize and channelize things for FDI. If you can have investments from overseas on defense sector, it would also protect the concerns with respect to the neighboring countries, as well as lead to economic growth and prosperity of the region. Apart from creating a value case proposition for the state with respect to employment generation and with respect to being at the epicenter of defense manufacturing.
Absolutely. We'll take a very short break here. Stay tuned. A lot more coming up on the other side. Welcome back. Lieutenant General Kalita, when we talk about logistics and we talk about why Northeast is probably the place for a defense corridor now because of its location. You have been at the helm of the army in the eastern region as a GOC in the Eastern Command. Has there been a time during the years when you were in charge that you really felt that procurement of defense items, or it could be anything, could have been from a location which is nearer to the region, and you wish that probably it wouldn't have taken this much time? I'm sure there must have been certain challenges, some challenges that our men do face, especially in the remotest corners. And if that time can be cut even by 24 to 36 hours, that can make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, definitely. It is an actual problem, because we found at times that the supply chain, which to procure items from the other parts of the country to the remote part of Northeast, was very, very time consuming. More so because of the challenges of weather, and during the monsoons times particularly, it was a challenge, and at times because of various burns and strikes along the supply chain route. So, there was a challenge at times. So, possibly any production unit which are located within Northeast would ease out those problems definitely.
Mr. Rawat, procurement wise, what are the additional benefits that a defense corridor in the Northeast in Assam may provide?
As far as the procurement is concerned, what is happening in Tamil Nadu corridor and the Uttar Pradesh corridor, there are a lot of benefits which are given by the central government, which cannot be, or as far as the state economies are concerned, the states may not be able to give. But when we have a formal corridor in Northeast which has been approved by the central government, there are many benefits which come in. One of the major benefit is in the offset sector, wherein the offset entity which is giving the offset get double the benefit. So if, let's say, Airbus is deploying 2,000 crore in the northeastern corridor, which is approved by the government of India, so they get a benefit approximately 4,000 crores. So the people who are operating the offsets will also be very keen to come to Northeast, and that will increase the increase the chances of getting people like Airbus and the bigger company like Safran and other companies to Northeast in a much easier way. Other point of procurement is also that, like J.L.Kalita has pointed out, that yes, it makes a huge difference when equipment or item can be bought in within the nearby area. The logistical problem goes out, and also the availability of repairs in situ, as we call it, within the area, which makes it very, very lucrative even for the armed forces to procure locally a lot of things which are taken commercially off the shelf also.
Absolutely. Satyam, first the semiconductor plant, and if the defense corridor happens, fingers crossed, do you think that would be the real game changer for the region? That will change, as far as investment and industry is concerned, that will change the region forever.
Yeah, definitely. See, number one, whenever there is an advent of a industry, first of all, there is an immediate socio-economic impact that happens. We have seen it in the case of Jamshedpur in the erstwhile years. We have seen in the case of Sanand, where it was a barren land, now it's an automobile hub. And I totally agree to the point that yes, it will do a transformative change. More so because I would look Assam as a future export destination for defense sector, because the dependence on Asian countries, the Southeast countries of the Southeast Asian, have a lot of dependency on weapons and defense supply from India, and expectations are also high. I have been fortunate to be part of an India-Vietnam exercise recently, first of in my life, and I had a very close interactions with the people who were there on ground, the delegation that came. They were very inquisitive about the options and the availability of items with forces in India. So that gives an indication that there is a big export potential market, and Make in India is already taken a big jump with respect to Air Force, Navy and the Army. And I feel it could be worthwhile to have a defense corridor that could be exporting arms and defense replenishing to the defense industry across the Southeast Asia region.
Satyam, it reminds me of something very recently. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma was visiting the semiconductor plant, and of course there was people from the media and various questions and political questions were asked, and he said that let's focus on this very big project right now. Let's talk more about this project because it means a lot to the state. And so as a layman, as a common people of Assam, as the youths of Assam, what should we expect from these projects and how it can change our future generations, at least in the next 30-40 years? What changes can we expect? Is there a big hope? Have these projects provided a big hope? We have a huge number of youths from the region. You yourself now are based in Chandigarh, if I am not mistaken. You are from Assam. We have a huge number of youths from here who are based outside, who are working outside, in the south, in the north, abroad. Can we retain that talent? What hope does it give? What does it mean to the people of Assam? What does it mean to the people of Northeast?
Number one, I would cite two examples. First is, 2 to 3 months ago, I had the opportunity to be at the Kolar plant of Tata Semiconductor in Bangalore, and I was with the CEO Charan Gurumurthy, and we were having a very candid discussion. And he took me to the factory site where the actual semiconductor packaging work is happening. That is the mini version of the plant that is coming up here. And I could see hundreds and hundreds of Assamese youth and girls and boys from Assam working there. And I could visualize that if this is what is happening in the pilot batch, what would be the volume and the quantity of people that would be skilled and trained when the entire full capacity plant comes up in Assam. So that itself gives us gives us a very positive news that employability would be at the highest peak with respect to blue collar jobs or technical manpower is concerned. If I speak on a macro level, with the same meeting I got to know that there have been multiple flights that have been planned by Air India from here to Thailand to Singapore and other places of Southeast Asia, just because connectivity needs to be increased because with respect to the plant that is coming up. So one plant coming up makes a lot of internal as well as
it will drive multiple sectors.
Yes, exactly.
It will drive multiple sectors from aviation to hospitality. Yes, Mr. Rawat, you want to add something?
Yeah, actually, I will also say that the youth of Assam today, I am also an advisor at IIC Bengaluru. And, from north to south, I see a lot of youths of Northeast which are working in the technology sector in various places. If this defense corridor comes up in Assam, and, all the youth from Northeast will be motivated to work in the startups or open their own startups, which are the, new economic drivers within the state of Assam as well as in the Northeast. That itself will boost the economy of Assam and the northeastern states to a major level, the kind we have seen in Bangalore or the kind we are seeing in Gujarat recently.
Absolutely. Lieutenant General Kalita, sir, the focus now, yes, the western frontier is well guarded. The focus now definitely is on China. Of course, the relation between the two neighbors, India and China, has improved thankfully in recent times, in the last 2 months. But still, the Chinese frontier remains very critical. Amid all this, the setting up of a defense corridor in the region, in Assam, will it not signify that yes, India now is focusing more on the Chinese frontier than ever before?
Yes, of course. Some years back, I think the Defense Minister George Fernandez had said that China is the front number one, primary enemy of the country. So, and in the recent past, we have seen the way situations have panned out, and there have been conflicts along the China border. So, we need to take cognizance of these facts, and irrespective of the improvement in the relationship between the two countries and settling of the issues, what happened post Galwan, we need to ensure that our borders are secure, and whatever is required to secure our borders, so we need to arm our armed forces accordingly.
Absolutely.
So, towards that, I think to take care of the border, particularly in Arunachal Pradesh, a defense corridor in Assam is definitely going to help. I just want to make one more point. It's a long drawn out project. It cannot come up overnight. particularly the big ticket platform manufacturing projects like tank manufacturing unit or a gun manufacturing bases. So, they are going to take time, but there are certain low hanging fruits which can be targeted. Like Satyam had mentioned about, we have a huge skilled workforce as far as IT sector is concerned. So, IT sector with the semiconductor plant having coming up in Jagi Road can be targeted as part of this defense industrial corridor, which has an implication in the artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, space warfare, which are the emerging domain of the future conflict which is likely to take place. And we also need to focus on certain component manufacturing till the time the big ticket manufacturing units come up.
Absolutely, that's very well placed actually. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm running out of time, but we'll definitely sit again and let's hope the defense corridor project does happen for Assam. That will be a momentous occasion for the state and for the youth of the region. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing time for us. Thank you so much, Satyam, Mr. Rawat, all of you for this very bright discussion. That's a wrap of the special broadcast.